Hey guys, Mitch here. Today's video is focusing around the hurdle which is known as the Gmail Promotions tab. Now this was implemented midsummer by Google, so whoever has a Gmail account and whoever's getting an email sent to them that has a link at the bottom that says unsubscribe. So if you're using a service like Aweber, for example, to send out emails or send out newsletters, most likely your your readers are going to have those emails landing in their promotions tab. Now, what prompted me to do this video is that I got an email from Disney that was sent out to all their Gmail users on their email list asking for me to go into the promotions tab, drag out the email, and move it over into my primary tab. Now, I'm going to say this is actually what I think is a little bit against the grain, which is that I prefer an email like this to be in the promotions tab because this is truly what it is. It's a promotional email. Now, if you're updating your blog or you're updating your site with content, you're sending out relevant emails to your subscribers, that's not so much a promotion. That's something different. So it's okay to ask them to move that email into the primary tab. But if all you're doing is sending out offers to products, that's an easy way to burn your list, and that's really not being relevant to your readers. And that's something I don't practice at all. I prefer to send out something that's going to enrich their lives. So that's what I practice, and that's what I preach. Now, there's a simple framework involved that will really kind of help you make sure the emails are being read by your subscribers, and that is you write a great piece of content and you're asking somebody to opt into your newsletter, and they're on your newsletter, and you're putting a link to the site, to the new blog post from Facebook, you're tweeting about it, and it all kind of goes back to the blog post and asking new people to sign up, and they're on your newsletter, and you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over. It's very cyclical in nature, and this is the framework that's involved. So from the beginning, blog posts, and it just kind of expands, your reach expands further and further and further as you grow your business. Now, but from the beginning, though, after you write your great piece of content, you want to tweet about it a few times during the day. It can be morning, afternoon, in the evening, and you just continue to do that until you update your site with a new piece of content, and you just repeat that process for that new piece of content. But every now and then, kind of linking back to the previous articles that you have on your site. And Twitter, since it's such in the moment, people are not going to say, hey, how come you're always sending me the same link for the same article? So with that, you do make sure you do change up the subject. You write a new tweet, same link, that's great, but you're not always writing the same tweet over and over. You're not just hitting tweet for the same thing over and over. On Twitter, though, you should be doing maybe 80-20% of promotion, which is a 20%, and 80% is something relevant or some kind of great piece of idea, takeaway that somebody can actually put into use. And that's how Twitter really kind of you can evolve and engage your fan base from your Twitter account by just doing that. The majority of it is not promotion. The smaller percentage is. Now, depending on the nature of your business, you can feel free to tweak up to 80-20. It's not the rule, it's a guideline. However, when you're talking about Facebook, that's a little bit different. You should probably only put one link to your blog post, and maybe boost it with an ad to your followers to make sure that they actually see that, so they're gaining exposure, and you're just promoting your content through your social media reach. And it's fine to, you don't have to just use Twitter or Facebook. There's several other social media sites to do this with. Pinterest would be a great example. But just because you're writing a great piece of content, you're spending a lot of time on it, you have to promote it. This is where a lot of people kind of fall behind in the process, is that they think somebody's just going to stumble on their site and they're going to love their content, fall in love with it, fall in love with their site, join their email list, and then that's all that they have to do. Then they can send out offers. It doesn't really work like that. You actually have to promote your stuff. And to do that, from your newsletter, you ask people to like you on, follow you on Twitter and like your Facebook page, and that involves them coming back to your blog post and going back to your site. So like I said, it's very cyclical in nature, everything that you're doing. And it's all about you getting people back to your content, or they're looking out for your emails that you're sending out. So a process that I do recommend is if you're going to be scheduling your site, like let's say for a Monday, as an example. You're letting people know on Mondays I update my site. And always check your email box to see to catch the link to there. So on Mondays, if somebody doesn't see your email, they're actively going to be looking through their email for your email. And if they don't see that, they're most likely going to either follow you, hit up your Twitter account or your Facebook page, and they'll find the link there. Or they may even just ask you what happened to the email. Or limited cases, they actually just may go to your site and just engage you there. But really trying to press upon the point of this video is that if you really want to make sure that your open rates don't decline just because your emails might end up in the promotions tab, is that you need to be relevant and helping the people on your list, because relevancy is key. So that's really all I have for you today. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or if you found this video very helpful whatsoever, make sure you hit the link, the like button down below. Okay, I'll talk to you later.